about in Cape Town will be getting heritage status today. This is huge news. This is massive news. And we will be joined shortly by attorney Yusuf Khan Dalwai, PRO of the Cape Mazaar Society. But before we get there, there is a community announcement that has come through. And we are talking about Mazaars, we're talking about graves. And this comes through for from a community announcement that was made yesterday in Lenasia, talking about a lot of graves at the Lenasia Avalon Cemetery have sunk due to the recent heavy rains. And there is a request for family members to tend to the graves of their friends and their family. So when we know that from time to time, there are initiatives that take place, community initiatives, where communities go out to the Qabristans, to the cemeteries, to attend to the graves and to fix these graves, particularly when they have sunk. And we know we are in the rainy season right now. So every likelihood that these things will happen. But right now we're going across to be joined by attorney Yusuf Khan, the PRO of Cape Mazaar Society. Yusuf, assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Jummah Mubarak to you and welcome.
Walaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh to you and your listeners. Thank you for the opportunity for Salam Media.
Yes, now obviously today it's quite an eventful day, and where we've heard about the South African Heritage Resource Agency considering an application by the Cape Mazaar Society to give national heritage status to 31 Kramats. Now, this is a very, it's an important development that is taking place, but it makes reference, and perhaps you could just clarify this with us, the circle of tombs. It says is making up the circle of tombs. What is what is the circle of tombs? And perhaps you could just provide us with a bit more information.
Shukran for that. Today marks a very historical milestone for the Cape Mazaar Society, as the Cape Mazaar Society and Vegan Memorials embarked on the nomination, serial nomination of all the Kramats or Mazaars around the Cape. And in 2019, we submitted nominations to SARA, the South African Heritage Resource Agency, to consider this nominations, of which we had to comply with the processes, like, for example, provide historical research, whatever significant researches we had to do, and also do public participation. And we previously were on Salam Media during that public participation as well. So the circle of tombs basically refers to the Kramats and the Mazaars around the Cape, because it comes in the circle around the Cape Peninsula, along the mountainsides, the Constantia, Groot Constantia areas. So yes, that is referred to as a circle of tombs that the South African Heritage Resource Agency named it. So today marks a very important day for us because after a 2-year process and the compliance period, and also we had the COVID lockdowns in between, so there was a bit of delay. But today, officially, the South African Heritage Resource Agency has published in the Government Gazette the declaration of these Kramats. So for this period, or for this process, we've only nominated the first batch of 10, even though we did a serial nomination of all 20. The first 10 has now been approved, and we will now move forward, inshallah, with the next batch moving forward.
Yes. Now, Yusuf, what is also interesting to note is the when we're talking about the circle of tombs, and this was a prophecy, and I'm just looking at the article. The prophecy is talking about a 250-year-old prophecy where there would be a circle of Islam around the Cape, which is specific to the circle of tombs that we're talking about.
That's correct, yes. So there's a prophecy, as the generations passed, there was always talks and the older people, the older predeceased, and the older our forefathers has always mentioned there'll be a circle of tombs around the Cape that would protect the Cape. And we've went with that, and we started seeing and acknowledging that type of talks and prophecy that was there for many decades or centuries. And we've taken the Cape Mazaar Society has taken that and starting to see the reality of it. And therefore we took it upon ourselves to preserve the circle of tombs, the Mazaars in the Cape, to and pay the way for the next generation to ensure that preservation.
I think we are having a slight problem with the quality of sound. The line is not very, very clear, and we're hoping that we can get Yusuf on a better line. But essentially, what Yusuf has been saying, and just reading this article, that according to the local beliefs, the circle is complete, and this comprises these tombs of these saints, these awliya, who were brought as slaves to the Cape. And when one looks at Cape Town and right across the entire Cape, we'll find that there are many Mazaars right across Cape Town, Signal Hill. You're looking at places like Strand as well, Camps Bay, and also the most famous and widely known of all these Kramats, and that is the Kramat of Sheikh Yusuf at Fourie at the farm at Zandvlek. So we will try and get hold of Yusuf Khan, inshallah, on a better line, just to get a lot more information. But in essence, the announcement has been made, and the members of the society had attended this event. And the key issue here is the protection of the sites, their history, and for generations to come. Because for many of us who go to Cape Town, and when we visit some of the more popular tourist attractions, we come across these Kramats. And this is what the status of these Kramats should be. They need to be protected, but also looking at some of the other regulations and preserving these sites for religious reasons. And that is why calling on for these Kramats to be declared national heritage sites. I think we are still having a problem trying to get in touch with Yusuf Khan, but I'm sure we will get all of him. He is back on a better line. Yusuf, assalamu alaikum once again.
Walaikum salam. Apologies for the bad network. I'm in the mountain area where today at 10 o'clock we will do an official press briefing at one of the Kramats in Vredehoek, Sayyid Abdul Malik, whereby we have invited the media. We didn't invite the public due to the pandemic. So we've invited the media, and we will be going live at 10:30. It will be live on Radio Voice of the Cape and also live on the Faisal Sayed show. And some of the other media houses will also broadcast it live on Facebook. So yes, we're looking forward to this briefing and to announce the declaration of heritage to our Muslim community in South Africa at large.
Yes, well, it certainly means a lot to the people of Cape Town, and also, as you mentioned, the Muslim community in South Africa, because of this rich history of Islam in the Western Cape. And we're not only talking about Kramats here, but when one looks at the national heritage sites, like, for instance, the Awal Masjid, we see the quarry in Strong Street. You know, there are many other heritage sites, among them the Burkhardt Museum as well. So, you know, this looking at the people of South Africa, the Muslims of South Africa, in terms of appreciating Islam since the advent of Islam, since Islam first came to South Africa, and the Western Cape provides that ideal place for us to remember Islam, and also our forefathers, those who had made great sacrifices in spreading Islam in the country, Yusuf.
That's correct. That is the exact reason why we embarked on this, to preserve that heritage, to preserve Islam in the Cape, and give recognition to our forefathers and the awliya that sacrificed their lives coming in from Indonesia, various parts of the world as political prisoners and slaves. And ultimately, what they've done here in South Africa is spread Islam, and it's important that we give recognition to them, and also the fact that the Cape Town Muslims, for example, we come from these awliya, we were taught by them, and that is how Islam spread initially, approximately almost 400 years ago. So yes, it is important for us to take a step. It is important for all the Muslims in South Africa to be proud of this moment and to appreciate the fact that and give recognition to these Kramats in South Africa, Cape Town in particular.
Well, Jazakallah khairan so much for that. And we certainly are excited about these developments. And more importantly, we wish you well. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make it easy. And also this defining moment, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala grant you and everybody else acceptance for this wonderful development that we are seeing taking place today, inshallah. Brother Yusuf, assalamu alaikum. Have a great Jummah.
Salam, and Jazakallah khairan to Salam Media as well.
Yusuf Khan Dalwai, PRO of the Cape Mazaar Society with us this morning, which brings us straight on to 9:45 a.m. We come back, and also another exciting event that is taking place this weekend, and it's taking place on Sunday. We're talking about the Al Tawheed Islamic Center. The annual Jalsa is taking place this Sunday. We'll be joined by Qari Bashir Patel.
Looking to get your kids